Hello, guys. Welcome back to another
Bring it
episode.
out! So
I just know,
funny!
I just know that blew your fucking speaker out of the water.
Oh yeah, bummer. I forgot that I had a speaker literally right.
Loser.
I hope all of your ears feel disturbed by me as well.
They said, "Ooh, I'm gonna hit the volume down button for just a minute."
They're like, oh my gosh, that's like when you listen to a really dirty TikTok, you open it and you're in public and you're all,
Bro, I know for a fucking fact I did that to a woman who, when I was playing that Quicksilver audio of he's like praying to all the seven gods. Oh shit, bitch. She was like, yeah, hey, so I played that out loud, and I was like, yeah, that sucks. You know what's something that I learned today? There's
what?
supposedly, allegedly, a self-proclaimed, from what I've been told, big three of book talk.
I saw that post and I was like, me, you, whoever else wants slot 3.
Well, like they've said like a couple. I mean, a couple have been repeated like a couple times.
I
But
looked them up and they're not even book accounts.
Yeah, they are.
The first couple of posts that I saw, they were just fucking around. I didn't scroll though.
Oh no, the ones that I looked at, they were all book accounts. But someone commented and they're like, "Yeah, hey, so that was a self-proclaimed big three," and I was like, "Wait, that's funny. Good for you guys. You know what? Yeah, you should do
Wait,
that."
so does that mean like we're the big two? Mine's like this big compared to yours.
No, yours is just as important as mine. Fuck out of here.
You're right. You right. You right.
You're right. So, guys, I want you guys to know that hopefully by the time you guys hear this, Sarah will be on the fucking TikTok shop.
The Lord only knows the answer to that question.
No, it better be, because I know what date this fucking episode's going out at, bitch, and you better be on that goddamn TikTok shop.
Oh, that's true. I forget that they're like post dated. Yes.
Yeah, we ahead of the game.
She did say it would take like 24 to 48 hours to let me know. And I was like, are you sure you can't stay on here with me until we figure it out? Because I'm not doing this again.
You did not say that. That's so funny.
Yes, because I was like, can you please stay on? Well, I said it before. I was like, can you stay on with me until it gets approved in case we need to like do it, whatever. And she was like, it takes 24 to 48 hours. I said, oh, okay, so I'll talk to you tomorrow.
You're like, great. Cool.
Well, she was like, well, we need your social security number. And I said, well, my social security card says my old last name. And she goes, oh, well, we need something with your married name. And I said, no, I know. That's why I'm asking. Should I still submit it anyway? And she goes, yeah, as long as it has your married name. And I was like,
did she say we need your social security card or we need your social security number? Those two things are not the same.
I specifically said, should I write it on a piece of paper and take a photo of it? And she goes, no, we need documentation that it is yours. So I said, so the social security card. And she said, yes, as long as it has your name on it. And I said, it does not. And then she goes, okay, cool. Well, it needs to have your married last name on it. And I said, well, right, but I just told you that it didn't. And then she was like, well, just send it anyway. I was like,
you didn't get that changed first?
No, because that takes too much effort. The DMV part was easy. It was just down the street.
It's literally just like a letter you have to send in.
I mean, I'm not sure, but when I got mine changed, granted this was years ago and I don't know if it's changed, but like I literally had to go in person.
No, I did not go in person.
I'm gonna look online the fucking second we get off this call.
As someone who just changed it literally this year, I'm telling you, you don't. I had a company, I don't remember what they're called now, but I have all the paperwork, and they were like, here's what you do step by step. Step one, social security card. Here's all the paperwork, fill it out, send it in. I was like, easy.
You know what? I'm gonna look immediately after this.
Excuse me.
But she said, she's like, turn it in anyway, and I'll just mark it down as long as you can prove it's yours. So I put my old license, my new license, and my social.
Oh, smart. That should probably work. Wait, off topic real quick. I am 23 minutes away from finishing the third book of Cursed Legacies.
Still 23? I had to go pick up Jax. You should have been like, play.
No, I spoke to my husband. That's what I did instead. Hope that's cool.
You know what? I'll make an exception. That's fine.
This series is still probably one of my favorite series I've read, especially all year.
Dude.
It's so good.
When you get to the end,
Does the end with who her mother is?
yes.
Was I right on who I thought it was beforehand?
You want the answer to that?
Yes.
Yes.
I knew it. I knew it. It's the only thing that fucking made sense. I fucking knew it, especially when they're in that goddamn cemetery and he saw the fucking statue of her and he refused to look at it again like a little back bitch. I'm like, I fucking know it's her.
Yep. We were right.
Knew it. Oh, I just know Angela, that little bitch, is gonna get herself fucking murdered. And the nether wall is gonna come down. And I'm just now debating, does Maven die, but her mom saves her, and that's why she goes up with the gods? I got questions.
I'm gonna not answer that for you.
But I'll find out in 23 minutes.
You will find out in probably 10 of those minutes.
Oh, shut up, bitch. Because what's happening right now is the last Lillian hasn't come through. Oh, is she dead? Does he have her?
I don't know the answer to that.
Okay, because Felix came through. Is Felix, because Felix is a caster.
I feel like he's gonna end up with
Mackenzie's quintet.
Mackenzie. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
he's
literally what I was about to say.
obsessed
Because
with
I'm like, he's upset. I mean, he was like, my name, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, yeah. I think he's going to end up being the fifth person of the quintet. And obviously, I was right about her mother. But you don't know if the guy's curse has come back. Okay. Does she die?
Do you want the answer to that?
No. Does she take out Amadeus?
No.
Oh, so he's the big baddie in the next book then. Oh, shit. Is he on Earth now?
I don't know.
Okay. This is my favorite game to play and your least favorite. I can tell by your face you're so uncomfortable.
I'm like, because I know that you don't actually want to fucking know.
No, I do want to know. I'm getting stressed out listening to it.
It's 23 minutes. You know, if you had an hour, I would maybe cave, but 23 minutes.
Okay, but it's not 23 minutes of war and pillaging. It's only going to be 10 more fucking minutes and then... Shit. Is Lillian dead or is she working for Amadeus?
I don't know. I might have either missed that part or she didn't come up at all. This was days ago.
Okay, fine. All right. Well, anyway, then we'll be back. Guys, if you have not read the Cursed Legacies series by Morgan B. Lee, you fucking have to. It's a foursome, whatever, a tetralogy, whatever the fuck that's called.
It's a foursome, that's really all that matters.
It's a foursome, but after that, whatever. But the actual topic we're talking about today, I've actually talked about on my TikTok before, and y'all were so fucking like goop-gabbed and gobsmacked that you could not believe this. We're going to talk about how much authors actually get paid. I feel like this is not really an honest conversation that most people have. And obviously, when you are someone like Chantal Tessier or J.K. Rowling or Stephen King, that is extraordinarily different.
Yeah.
I'm going to take Chantal out of that, actually, because she's technically an indie author. She does not have a publisher. But like when you have a publisher, you get advances. We'll talk about that too. But when Sarah was going through and putting his to erase to publish, I was like, what do you mean that is all you get per book? Like, I don't think I understand the words that you are saying.
So yeah, you had to literally physically look at the you're like, no, you're doing it wrong. And then you're like,
I was like, there's literally no fucking way. But that's also now why I don't buy books at big retailers anymore. Like, I'm just not going to. So do you want to tell the people like kind of like the process of that and like the craziness?
Okay. So okay, I'm like no professional. I know 3 retailers. So Barnes & Noble Press, KDP for Amazon, and Ingram Spark. So if you want your book published in any like retailers like Target, Walmart, Barnes & Noble, like those kind of places, or honestly any small indie bookstore, that's also what I found out, is they will not buy your books from you unless it's on Ingram Spark. So basically, like, Amazon is its own separate retailer to like buy on Amazon. Barnes & Noble what's interesting is even if you put your book on Barnes & Noble Press, they might not still carry it in store unless you have it on Ingram. Why that is, from what I've gathered, is because Ingram takes a bigger percentage. And basically, in order to, it's like they basically get it's 40 to 55% off. But if you choose lower to get a higher, royalty, then the bookstore will not take your book. So they will only sell your book if it's 55%. I would have made literally nothing on 55%, but I still wanted it to be the option to sell in the store, so I put it at 50%.
And how much were you making per book at 50%?
So retail, look at my little sticky notes. So retail on Ingram, I have the book, both of my books for $25.99. And for at 50%, so for Midnights I make 83 cents, and for His to Erase I make 46 cents.
I feel like we're just gonna have to give y'all a minute to let that sink in, because that is a fucking insanity.
I'm going to tell you that when I was like, I'm going to write books and I'm going to sell them and I can supplement my income. Granted, I knew it was not going to be the same as doing hair, but I was like, it'll be enough of an income, blah, 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 blah. Then when I started putting these in, I'm not going to lie, I cried. Because I was like, I know that I want to write books. I don't know how I'm going to make money.
Yeah, that is so, that
like, I really think,
cents. So you sell 1,000 books and you make $460.
So if I were to have gotten on the bestsellers list, which we're still shooting for, at any given point we could still make it, but if I were to have sold 5,000 books, like that's what?
I can't use my
terrible.
phone. I don't know.
It's not very
5,000 times 46 is not math I can do.
No.
Wow.
So I want to say it was literally like almost nothing still.
It would be somewhere south of 2,500, because if for every 1,000, let's say you make $500, which you don't, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, you'd make about 2,400. I'm pretty sure, which is crazy for 5,000.
I could pay my rent,
right? So okay, so question, so Barnes and Noble, obviously, okay, so if they buy it from Ingram, that includes like Walmart, Target.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you
basically any bookstore, because I actually went into a lot, like I shop at a lot of like indie bookstores, like when I'm out of town or just like anywhere. And I'm like, hey, I wrote a book, like, can you stock it in your store? How do I go about that? And they're like, oh, are you on Ingram Spark? And I'm like, no. And they're like, oh yeah, we won't buy it then.
Really? And that's just because Ingram will return it, but if it's not, they're stuck with it?
I also, fun fact, so you can either choose to have it destroyed, or you can choose to, if they return it, I have to pay for their shipping.
So now you just lose money on the book.
Unless if there's another way that other authors know, like, Lord help all of us out, but I'm pretty sure, like, when we sat and, like, really looked into it at your house, those were the only options.
I did not see, you clicked a button. I did not see another option.
No.
It's just wild to me that the only options are burn it or pay to have it shipped to you, and now you lose money.
Yeah. So, like, if somebody didn't like it, they could have been like, oh, cool, so I don't like this. I'm returning it to you, and then I have to pay for it. Yeah. Which is why, like, most stores, and, like, that's the thing, that's the other thing, is when I talked to Barnes & Noble about it, they basically were like, yeah, it's on Ingram, thanks, that's great, but it says that it's not returnable, so we won't supply it. So they will only put it in their store if you mark it as returnable.
Wow.
So honestly, like, I love Barnes & Noble so much, but, like, and, like, bookstores and all the things, but honestly, let's just shit on every fucking author on the planet unless they have a multi-million-dollar deal with some big company backing them. That sucks.
Yeah, that's why I won't buy it off any of those. I mean, I do have KU, like fucking
Yeah.
obviously I love my Kindle, but I honestly I try to buy mostly off of TikTok. I feel like they make a pretty good amount. Well, I guess I don't know.
So I don't know how much they make on TikTok, obviously not on there, but so for Barnes and Noble, I let's see, I wrote it down. I don't know which sticky note is for which. Oh, okay. Um so for Barnes and Noble, if my book's $25, I make about $3.40 retail or
Uh,
like royalty.
three,
If
four.
So that's if they buy it off of barnesandnoble.com. So if I publish it through Barnes and Noble Press, they might not have it in the store, but they'll have it available on barnesandnoble.com. So I make about like $3.40 royalty off of that. So it is still more than Ingram, but they can literally only buy it on barnesandnoble.com.
Interesting. Okay, so I mean that's I guess
Amazon,
better.
yeah, Amazon is better. So on Amazon, my book is $24.99, and I make about $5.20.
Okay, I feel a little less guilty getting things off Amazon now. I mean, that's better than 86 cents. Which one was
But
the 86-cent one again?
Ingram, and that 86 was what I would make on Ingram for Midnights. 46 cents is what I would make for his To Erase.
Fuck Ingram. Fuck them.
But like I said, as most authors, like I'm not gonna lie because I had the same goal. Like my only goal was to get it in stores because I'd be like, oh, I made it, I made it, I made it. I got it in a bookstore. So most people that probably didn't do like a ton of research or like I've had so many authors be like, dude, how did you get your book in the store? And I'm like, yeah, I basically had to sell my soul, except for not really. I'm basically giving my books away for free.
I mean, yeah, for 46 cents. Bitch, I'm pretty sure I found 50 cents on the floor the other day. That's more than you make for a book.
Yeah.
2 quarters. That's like
So,
insulting for someone's art.
uh-huh. And I think that I had no idea. So it's like no wonder everyone wants a book deal. But if you even go down the book deal rabbit hole, say like Midnights, we'll say it's a 4-book series. If I got a 6-figure deal for that series, that 6 figures is for all 4 books. So if that takes me 4 years, I'm not gonna get all 6 figures because by the time you take out like the fees and the print or like all of these things and they give it to you, that's basically like a typical salary per year.
Wait, what comes out of that?
I
What's it
listened
called? Like
to
an advance? Like what comes out of that?
I don't know, but I know because I watched so many videos on it because I was like, I want a book deal, I want a book deal, I want a book deal. Then when I started looking into book deals, you're actually not making that much money either. And they have the rights to tell you, hey, we don't like this, take it out, or hey, like, I need you to change it, or hey, I need you to take it from 3 books to 4, figure it out.
Do you think someone like, as an example, like J.K. Rowling, right? She's writing a mystery series under the pseudonym Robert Galbraith. I wonder because there's no ending to her series. Like she literally said, she goes, as long as people keep buying them, I'll keep writing him. She's like, I love these characters, which is why we're 6 deep and they still haven't even whatever. It's fine. I do love the books though. So then I wonder on something like that, is it like, oh, we'll give you X amount for the next X amount of books?
Maybe. But I
Hmm.
do. The only thing I know is it broken down into like this girl was explaining it. She's like, if you got a 6-figure book deal, essentially you would end up taking home 5 figures, and basically you'd make like 80 a year or
But I guess
however.
it depends. 6 figures to me is still so generic because is that 100 grand or close to a mil? That's still 6 figure. You know what I mean? That's hard. Ooh, that's really hard. And then back to J.K. Rowling because her series, the oh my gosh, Cormoran Strike series, the one she writes under a pseudonym, not
Yeah.
only is it 7 books deep, I think now, it has a TV show. Like, there's so much more. And I know at that point, now
But
we
here's the
get money.
thing, and I hate to say this, but that's because it's J.K. Rowling. She could write anything and it would be famous.
Well, do you know that's why she actually wrote it under a pseudonym? Because she wanted to know if she could do it again without her name attached to it. And then someone from the publisher
Got
leaked it.
leaked.
Uh-huh. They
Huh?
leaked it and she was pissed. They got fired. But then I also wonder if you're someone like, as big as her, I wonder if she also has it written in the contract somewhere, like, I'm not going to change the story for you. My story is what it is. And they're like, no worries, Joe. It's fine.
So you can, so if you get really big, like say Chantel Tessier, for example, if somebody offered her a book, and I don't know, like, again, I just kind of deep dove into this like briefly because I was like, what are my options? You can get a book deal as an indie author. And if you're big enough, like if your following and your sales are big enough, you can argue contracts. Like you can say, I'm not doing this. This is what I'm doing. This is how it is. If you want my book under your company, this is how it's going to be. Like you have more wiggle room to argue versus say like, I don't know, Powerless, for example. And again, I don't know her whole story, but I know that the only reason she got a book deal, again, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but is that she blew up on TikTok and then they offered her a book deal. So
Okay, so she already has a book deal.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can say this then. I did not finish that book.
I didn't either.
I DNF'd it so fast. How do I say this well, you know what? I'm just going to say it honestly. I felt like that book was like an amalgamation of a bunch of other books put together. I could literally be like, that was Hunger Games. That was Red Queen. This was from that book. And I was just like, this is not. And I literally bought the whole series, so no one can criticize me. I paid full out for the whole fucking thing because I was like, oh, everyone seems to love it. It's going to be so good. And I just found myself to be so disappointed. I'm like, is this not plagiarism? Like,
she said that in all her marketing because she goes one book in particular because I like content ideas and stuff. I was just like watching all her content because I'm like, how did you blow up? Was it what you're saying? Was it the book? Like how blah blah blah. She basically like is like, my book is like if Powerless and the Red Queen had a baby and the baby came out better.
Wait, Hunger Games and Red Queen?
Is that what I said?
No, you said Powerless.
Sorry, yes, Hunger Games.
But my thing is, like, when you go back to Red Queen, like, her sisters, like,
too similar.
It was, I swear to God, it took me a second where I was like, like when you read books so quickly back to back, you're kind of like,
I swear I've read this.
Yeah, and honestly, I probably only got a few chapters in. Like, I did not get very far in because I was like, this is just not it. I've heard that the other books get better. And here's the deal. I understand taking inspiration from things because I'm sorry, there's only so many vampire books you can write. There's only so many mafia books. Like, the themes are going to overlap here and there.
Yeah.
But when it's so like, her sister's hand got crushed, her sister's hand got crushed. She met a man here wearing this, doing that. She met a man here wearing this, doing that. Hunger Games, I was like, it honestly, it made me feel like icky a little. And I know that sounds so stupid. Like, I almost considered returning it and I'm like, whatever, it's fine. I'll keep it. But like, I don't think I'm ever going to pick that back up. I didn't like that.
I read it, couldn't get into it. I tried to keep reading it because I was like, everyone loves it. What am I missing? So I tried to keep reading it and I was just like I couldn't, when a book pulls you in and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't put it down.
Quicksilver.
That one, yes. I'm like, okay, I really want to know what happens, but I'm like,
dude,
I just could not get into it. And I wanted to, but
I just watched a TikTok. I cannot think of who the girl is. I just started following her. It's a really small account, maybe like 2,000-3,000 like followers. And she said, she's like, hey, Book Talk, just because I say I like a book does not mean the book is good. Just because I say I don't like a book doesn't mean the book is bad. It's just my personal opinion. And I was like, wait, I actually love that. And I was like, yeah, Twilight, the movies are so bad. Wow, horrible. I love them and I watch them every single fucking year.
They're classics at this point, but they were poorly made, and even the producers will say they didn't have a budget.
They had no budget.
Everybody knows it was terrible.
They had a budget later on and they were still bad, and that's okay. No shame. Like, I still watch them every year. I still own every single book. I'm pissed. I want to read Edward's version. I heard it was bad, but I don't really care. The other books are bad too. Like, but I love that she made that distinction. that's one of the reasons, like, when I read indie authors, if I don't like it, I honestly just don't talk about it, because it could just be that is not to my personal preference. And just because and I'm not saying that like my word holds so much weight, but I do think there are people that care about my opinion inside of Book Talk, and
Yeah.
I don't want to like ruin someone's ability to maybe like grow as an author. Like,
I feel like even then though, like if you're a reader on Book Talk, I still take your opinion heavily. Like even the After series that you have behind you, you posted that and I bought it. Didn't even know what it was fucking about.
oh yeah,
I was like, I'm gonna buy it. She bought it. But it's like if you were like, ooh, I don't like this book, I still would be like, yeah, I think I'm just gonna see. Like, so like have your own opinion still.
do you know what's so funny? I never finished the series
I
because
never started it.
I actually ended up thinking he was too toxic and there were not enough redeeming qualities about him, which is funny considering Wards, Haunting and Hunting Adeline, and
But was
all
that before Dark Romance?
it was actually, I read it a long time ago, probably like as it was like coming out. There's maybe like a couple out, but like
Yeah.
I ended up buying all of them. But I was just like, ooh, this is like, there's hot toxic, and then there's like
Toxic.
there's toxic, and I don't like that. So I actually like DNF the whole series. But that's what, yeah. But I do, and I sometimes like if I say like, hey, I didn't enjoy it, I just say it. I'll say sometimes like it was well written, and I think other people would. It just wasn't my personal preference, you know?
Yeah.
And I do think people need to like learn to make that distinction on Book Talk.
I will say, like, even as an author, there are people, and you know, all y'all listening know because I've said it so many times. I will read reviews of my favorite books because I'm like, oh, so people hate them too. Got it. Like, because I would get reviews, and I don't read my reviews anymore. I learned my lesson, but I would read reviews, and people are like, this is the worst book ever written. How is anybody even buying this about His to Erase? And I'm just like, first of all, how fucking rude. I would never say this is the worst book ever written. I would just, like, this isn't for me. I didn't love it. Like,
Yeah.
here's even to go as far as like, here's what I didn't really love about it. And that's fine. But like, then on the other hand, people are like, this is the best book I've ever read. It's gotten me out of a reading slump. Like, somebody DM'd me the other day and they were like, I don't know how you only have 2 books out. Like, I've read both of your books and they're amazing. And I'm like, okay.
Thank you
But
so much.
and so it's just like, as an author, you have to understand, like, people are going to have their opinions and that's okay. It doesn't mean they're like, you're a shitbag. I hope you die. Like,
well, and also like, even for example, Den of Vipers, trash. I think that is such a horrible fucking book. And it's not even the whole thing. I actually
I
like,
almost just want to read it just to see.
honestly, dude, read it so we can please fucking talk about it. The Men,
Done.
loved The Men. The storyline, really enjoyed the storyline. That woman was so fucking obnoxious. I think her character was poorly written. I think parts of it were so stupid. It made literally no sense. I feel like it was, okay, I'll give you a great example. You know how Maven is such a bad bitch?
Yeah.
Maven is the baddest bitch. She's a bad bitch. It makes sense why she's a bad bitch. It makes sense why she can beat everybody up. But now imagine making a character like me, okay? Maybe a little taller. Let's make her probably 5'6". Now imagine me beating up 3 gigantic, burly mafia men, one of whom is borderline like a Carnage brother who loves to dabble in blood play and like murder people. You think I'm gonna sneak up on him? Get the fuck out of here. So like,
unless you spent your entire life training as an assassin.
She didn't.
And even then, I don't care what anybody fucking says. Men and women, I don't give a fuck what training you have. Men are stronger than women.
Men are biologically and scientifically bigger and stronger than women because they have testosterone. That's why some women bodybuilders take testosterone so they can build muscle bigger, faster, easier.
So, like, you might get one up on him sneaky wise. You might get in a few moves here and there, but he gonna take you out.
Girl, I'm pretty sure she was looking them dead in the face. That, from what I remember, because I remember looking at this and being like, that doesn't really that. So I hated that book. There's another book. Keep talking. I'm listening.
I was gonna say, do you know what I hate is when you're in the middle of reading something and you pick up on something that takes you out of it so completely that you're just like.
So I'm going to give an example of a book that I personally loved, but I have actually never looked at if this book gets a lot of hate. If it doesn't get a lot of hate, I will be shocked. And it's That Sick Love by Jessie Hall.
I have that, haven't read it.
I can see, I have literally told people, yo, if you're religious, probably don't read this book. I don't think that you're gonna like it. There are so many, it's a lot of religion in this book, and it makes religion look bad. It makes priests look bad. It just makes it look so fucked up and so bad. So of course I'm sitting here like, laughing at the whole thing. I ate it up. I really loved it. I thought it was great, but
I'm sure all those religious people did not love it.
No. And there were some that were like, hey, I'm really religious and I enjoyed it too. And I'm like, yeah, you're going to be in the minority because this makes, I mean, things like Catholicism and Christianity look extraordinarily bad. And I say those two specifically because there are priests and like Mormons have, what do Mormons have?
Bishops.
Okay, so yeah, so it wasn't like a bishop. These were like priests. So to me, that's Catholicism or Christianity. And I'm like, this would be very fucking upsetting for someone who is deeply, deeply religious. I, on the other hand, I believe in God, but I thought it was really funny. I was like, oh shit, y'all really outing them for exactly who they are. That's crazy work.
Right.
What else?
Whoever wrote that book clearly has some religious trauma.
Dude, same with, oh my God, what is the fucking book?
Is it Blue?
Credence.
Oh.
I liked it.
I would have liked it better if she would have stopped calling them
Uncle John.
John, Jesse, Jason, whoever they were.
Whatever.
Stop calling them your uncle. They are not your uncles.
Like it's the couch scene, super hot. Love the couch. Love the couch scene. But outside of that, she's like, hi, uncle, you want to fuck? I'm like, ugh.
It literally, that was the kind of moment that took me out of it because I'm like, this is so hot, but you keep calling him your uncle and I get immediately ick.
Like, if it makes my face turn into that typical, like, millennial, like, yeah. I'm out. I don't like things like that. And there was one other book that I read that I don't know. It's somewhere behind me on these two shelves. But I remember reading another one and I was, oh, wait. Everyone keeps asking me, what is that book I was talking about recently where that girl was made to give this guy a blowjob? Now I'm kind of nervous because I don't know if these are indie authors, but I'm going to talk about it. I don't hate it. I can see a lot of other people liking it. It just didn't personally sit well for me. And it was the Lords of Pain book. This is the one I was talking about where he made her get on her knees, give him a blowjob. Girl, look how far to near the end I got. I should just honestly finish it.
Wait, was he... What? Why did he make her?
Because he thought she cheated. She didn't. So to teach her a lesson.
Oh, and she was so aggressive.
It was not. Yeah. And
there's Lord aggressive, and then there's like, bitch, I will bite you if you try that.
And that's so funny because I feel like there's very few things in books that I'm like, let's get it. Or there are few things in books where I'm like, hey, that's actually too far. So by the time I read something that I'm like, whoa, Nelly, too far, I'm like, oh. And that just gave me like an ick. I mean, I obviously kept reading. I literally have, I think, 20 pages left. That's how upsetting this was to me because that happened near the end. It was so upsetting. No, let me see. I'm on page.
But it was good till then?
I lied. I have 50 pages left. Up until then, I enjoyed it. But I just felt that there were some things where I'm like, it's like a little, like, okay.
They just kept building. The little too far things kept building. And you're like,
yes, because even with Lords where they pass her around, you're still like, But this one, I don't know. Like, I wish I could explain it better, but it was just literally like, okay, you know how Kingfisher was mean to Cerys? But, like, you also knew, like, there was so much good in between him being mean and teasing her that you're like, oh my God, he loves her.
Yes.
The main guy who was mean to her, like, there just wasn't enough good in between for you to find a way to justify his behaviors. He was just mean. So by the time he was like, give me a blowjob in front of all these people, you're like, yeah, so I
So
kind
no
of
thank
hate
you.
you. I hate you.
Yeah.
And I think you're a piece of shit. So
Yeah.
50
So
pages
no,
out, I couldn't finish reading it.
you're like, so pass.
Hard pass. I'm gonna have to start keeping track of my DNFs every year because there's a few.
Oh,
This is the first
yeah.
year where I've really been like, I don't even care to finish, or there's too many books I want to read. Fuck it all.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I don't know. I am excited to. I think I'm gonna start reading Throne of Glass again, though.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I'm gonna listen to the end of the third this series, but I
Oh,
want to start reading Throne of Glass because now I'm like getting the itch. Like I need to know. So
yeah, you do.
FYI, you should jump on board.
I started Throne of Glass, the audio. I'm at the part where she got out of the mines. Dorian was like, "Hey, like you're my champion." He brought her in, got her dressed, all the things. I mean, it's a very beginning.
Very beginning, yeah. So wait, I actually need to backtrack like 3 business days. Let's say someone's listening and they were like, hey, Sarah, I didn't know that authors basically got paid in pennies. That FYI, the US government doesn't even make anymore. They're getting rid of the penny. So it's crazy that that's all you're being offered, but I'll let that go. Where would you prefer they buy? Your store, TikTok shop, once you're on there? Like, what is the best way to support someone?
Honestly, that's such a hard fucking question. Like, at the end of the day, it's like TikTok shop or my website. Obviously, the most of the money goes to me because I'm profiting more because I have to buy them myself and then sell them from there and ship them out. So that's fine. So if you're looking for like if you want your author friends or whatever to make the most of it, for sure do it like that. The only problem with that is it's so hard because if you're trying to get on any type of like bestseller list, those places don't count.
That's so fucking dumb.
Yeah. But here's the thing. I feel like the only, and I could be totally way off here, but I feel like the only times where you would hit the bestseller list is right when you publish a book so you can get all the pre-orders, which we did. We just didn't hit the 5,000 mark. Or your book all of a sudden goes viral and it's like boom, 5,000 overnight, and it doesn't matter where people are buying it at that point because if it goes viral, it goes viral. So it's like if your book is already published, I would just like take the profit and hope and just try to get your book out there as much as possible. And then if it goes viral and people are still buying it from your personal website and TikTok shop because it goes viral, it's just going to hit that mark anyway.
Yeah. I was going back and forth with Luna Pierce the other day, and she said most of her sales do come from TikTok. That's why I was like, I mean, it's also pretty cool to hear because to me, she's like a pillar, an icon of dark romance. It's Luna fucking Pierce. Yes.
Literally.
Love her. She's so fucking sweet.
But I think like between Luna and Chantel, like they don't have book deals, but they don't need
I think Luna did get one.
Oh, she did?
Either that or like an agent or something, or she started working with someone. I think she just did. Yeah.
I love that for her.
I look, honestly, anything that brings her more success, she fucking deserves it. I love her. She's always been so incredibly kind to me.
And that's the thing, like, it's authors like her that I'm like, okay, you know what? I never want to get to be like, it's like I started out here, an indie author, just like in my little office, doing little fucking TikToks, blah, 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 blah. But like, if I ever got to the point where I got so big and I'm like, I don't have time to DM people, I don't have time to do our secret book club, I don't have time to do podcasts, please punch me in the throat.
I'm gonna punch you right in your fucking twat, ho.
Take another pistol whip right to my other eyebrow.
I'm gonna bruise your little bean. Nothing
is worse than when people are like, oh my gosh, I love them when they start out and they get famous and you're dead to them. Like who do you think got you here?
Dude, I totally understand that. And I, in no way, shape, or form am I like a fucking Luna or any, like, I'm not obviously to that scale, but I feel like I always make an effort to respond to people. Even when you and I were live the other day and people were like, oh my God, I want to be your friend. I was like, follow, now we're friends. Follow, now we're friends. And they were like, wait, bitch. But also, like, I get it. Like, Imagine if Billie Eilish reposted a video of mine, I would be like, also, it's her birthday, so happy birthday, girl. Not when this comes out, is literally today, but I guess we can take that out.
You know what?
So,
happy late birthday.
Happy late birthday, Mama. We love you. Love. So, all that to say, support authors in any way you can, especially indie authors. And please remember, guys, as Sarah and I continue to do reviews, if we don't like something, we'll just say what we didn't like. It doesn't mean the book is bad. It does not mean the book is bad. It was just not our preference for whatever reason. But there are people that hate Throne of Glass. And I'm like, I genuinely, honestly though, look, the only books I will not have any blasphemy about are fucking Harry Potter and Throne of Glass. I'm sorry. If you step up and you're like, those series are trash, with respect, I respect your right to have an opinion. But at that point, I don't trust your judgment on books. And I don't think, like, I'm probably not going to listen to you much more after that. I'll still follow you. We can be cool.
Literally. Well, and here's the other thing. It's like, even if we read, because, like, we've gotten sent some books, like, so it's like, even if I hate it, I don't know that I would hate anything. I don't know. But even if I didn't like something, I would be like, well, here's the things I loved about it. It's just these things I didn't love. I would never be like,
I have hated
trash,
one
do
book.
not buy. I hated every single second. Boo.
I've hated one book.
I know which book you're referencing.
I threw it away.
Oh,
I couldn't even keep it on my shelf. It was truly zero redeeming qualities, even down to the font being size 609. I don't know why it was so large. I don't know why there were not page numbers. Everything was Sarah said, Ani said, Sarah said, Ani said, Sarah said, Ani said. And I was like, girl, I'm telling you, I think I literally made it like a few pages in and I was like, this might be the worst thing I've ever read.
That's where I just want to be like,
and I paid for it. I paid my
guys,
money.
If you need help, here's the thing. You know what? Here's my advice for the end of this podcast. If you're writing a book, and because I had a girl ask me this today, if you're writing a book and you think it's garbage, or if you think that your book sounds like the one that Ani just described, literally reach out and ask somebody. If they don't reply, ask another author. If they don't reply, fucking ask me, because honestly, my advice might not be like golden advice, but it's what worked for me.
I mean, I love that. Hey, when you were finishing up Midnights, you're like, Ani, I want you to read it. And I said, hey, Mama, I'm going to read it. But if I do not like it, I am going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to tell you the truth.
Yes, I told a girl that today because she goes, oh, I'm in the hair industry too, and I wrote a book, but I just keep thinking it's trash. And I said, look, as long as you have two people that you can read it and say, I need you to tell me if this is garbage. I said, if you can't trust that they're going to tell you if it sucks, don't ask them. Because
do not ask them.
If I'm not looking for people pleasers, I don't want somebody to be like, oh my gosh, I love you, Sarah. This is so great. And then for me to put it out there and everyone be like, this is the worst piece of shit I've ever read. Please go back and like work at McDonald's.
Like this one.
I never worked at McDonald's, but still.
No. This was one where like when people say, oh my God, who sings that song? And you're like, Billie sings it. And they're like, yeah, you should let her keep your day job. This book was so bad. It was hey, if this is your day job, you should get another. And to be clear, in case anyone thinks I'm being too mean, I never told her. I never said anything bad publicly. Sarah and my husband he's never going to remember. So Sarah is the only person.
I don't even remember what it was called. Yeah.
Well, and my rule is I paid whole money for it. I paid full price, which is I rarely accept gifts. Actually, I do have AA Powers here that I've been meaning to unwrap.
Yes, I have that one too.
I have that one too, but rarely do I even accept gifts just because like I want to pay for it and not feel the pressure to be like, oh my God, it's so good. Like I can't, I'm not a good liar. So I just.
Yeah. I mean, I probably am a worse liar, so it's probably good that I don't know the title of the book you hated.
Yeah. Well, on that note, guys, as Sarah said, if you need help with anything, send one of us a message. I'm worse at my TikTok DMs. I'm way better at my Instagram ones. I'm just going to be honest. My TikTok DMs are full of fake AI men trying to not give me $5,000. I don't know, weird shit. Like, it freaks me out. So just, I don't know. But message us. You can message us on the Read It or Don't podcast, on mine, hers, our Instagrams. Like, I promise you, we will get back to you. Like, if you need help, you just let us know.
Yes.
Yeehaw. Well, guys, thanks for being here on another episode of
Read it or don't.
Read It or Don't. See you guys next week.